Good morning, children. Today we are going to start our new chapter, that is chapter 11, Foreign Trade. Foreign trade, what you can say is, it refers to trade between two nations. Therefore, we can say that when trade is done between two or more countries is called foreign trade, or it is also known as international trade. When we were studying about inland trade, means trade was done within the boundaries of a country. Now when we talk about foreign trade, means trade is done outside the boundaries of a country. It implies buying and selling of goods and services between two or more nations, or this involves the exchange of goods and services between the citizens of two countries. When citizen of one country exchange goods and services with the citizen of another country, it is called foreign trade. Here, mutual advantage is the basis of foreign trade. Mutual advantage means, here you can say that both the countries get advantage by mutual understanding. The theory of comparative cost give rise to foreign trade. The theory of comparative cost, by foreign trade you can say that we can compare the price in different countries and then we can buy things. Therefore, this is known as the theory of comparative cost give rise to foreign trade. It helps in the development of closer interrelationship between different countries, and it has a very wide market for the sale of surplus production of a country. Now if a country is having surplus production of any goods, he can sell it to another country to attain profit. Foreign trade creates a very wide market and it arises on account of territorial specialization. Territorial specialization means, this is the characteristic also of foreign trade. Means territorial specialization means whatever country is specialized in producing whatever type of good, they used to sell that type of product to another country. For example, our country India is specialized in producing jute or tea, jute and tea. Therefore they sell jute and tea to another countries to attain profit. A country specializes in the production of those goods for which the country has maximum advantage. It can produce those goods at low cost and export the same to other country, because all the countries, because they can produce, because they are specialized in producing some product, therefore they produce the things at low cost and export the same to other country, and it imports goods which it cannot produce or which it has no specific advantage. The aim of international trade is to increase production and to raise the standard of living of the people. International trade helps citizens of one nation to consume and enjoy the possession of goods produced in other nation. Now you can classify foreign trade into three categories, that is import trade, export trade, entry port trade. Import trade, when goods are purchased from foreign country, or you can say the inflow of goods in a country is called import trade, or when goods are purchased from foreign country, it is known as import trade. The outflow of goods, or you can say the sale of goods to other country, is called export trade. Entry port trade means when goods are purchased from another country not for their own consumption but to sell the particular things to other country to attain profit, is known as entry port trade. When goods are imported from one country and are exported to other countries, such a trade is called entry port or re-export trade. Here goods are imported not for consumption or utilization in the home country but for re-exporting to the third country. Next, we will study characteristic of foreign trade. Many characteristics are there in your book, that is like separation of producers from the buyer. What you can say when you will see your book, you can see there separation of sellers and buyers. Here you can see third point, it is here you can see that both the seller and buyer does not belong to same country. Therefore, in case of inland trade, you can say buyer and producer are in close contact with each other as they belong to same nation. But in the case of foreign trade, next is foreign currency. Because you are doing foreign trade, you are doing trade between two nations, you are doing trade with other country, therefore foreign currency will also be involved. Idea about international rules. When we do foreign trade, we get new idea, new techniques about international rules and regulation. Next is large number of middlemen are involved here. Long chain, here it is written long chain of middlemen, and in your book large number of middlemen are involved here. Large number of middlemen means whenever you are doing foreign trade, it is not possible that only buyer and the seller will be involved, because here many documents are required. That is why you can say that for the making of all the documents, many middlemen will be required. Therefore, large number of middlemen, or you can say long chain of middlemen, are involved in foreign trade. Next is international competition. International competition, all the countries will want that their product should be sold maximum in the market. Therefore, because of this, there is intense competition in the market. Involving greater risk. Risk is also there because both the buyer and the seller does not belong to same country. Therefore, you can say there will be a greater risk. Law of comparative cost. We can compare the cost and then we can buy things. Territorial specialization. Territorial specialization. Foreign trade arises from regional specialization. For example, why you can say why foreign trade. So what do they thought? They thought that I am good in producing this type of product, so why not to sell this type of product to other country to gain profit? Because they are specialized, they are producing more and more, why not to sell it to other country to attain profit? Therefore, you can say that India is good in producing jute and tea. Therefore, India export these commodities, and in return, the UK has a specific advantage of production of quality steel at low cost, which India cannot. So, India imports steels from UK and export jute and tea to UK. Next is reciprocal advantage. Reciprocal assistance. What you can say, reciprocal assistance means developed countries like USA, UK, Germany, they help underdeveloped countries like Bangladesh, Vietnam towards their industrial development. Next is conversion with different laws of the country. By foreign trade, we get to know about the laws of the country. Next is domination and control of government, because here many documents are required which has to be approved by the government also. Therefore, involvement of government is also there. And last one is several document or multiplicity of document. Many documents, as we have discussed, there are large number of middlemen involved in foreign trade. Therefore, we can say that multiplicity of documents or several documents are involved, or you can say meaning we have studied and types of foreign trade we have studied. Next, you have to study difference between inland and foreign trade. This is given in your book, you can read and you can differentiate by your own also difference between inland trade and foreign trade. Next, we have to study advantages and disadvantages of foreign trade. We will discuss in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.